Good morning, everyone. Please be seated and turn in your liturgy book to page 2. Gata of atonement, all evil karma ever committed by me, sins of old on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me, sins of old on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me, sins of old on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all. Nikaya 3 refuges, Buddham saranam gacchami, Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I take refuge in Buddha. I take refuge in Buddha. I take refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Sangha. I take refuge in Sangha. The 5 remembrances. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. This precious human life, rarely encountered, is easily lost. Now that I have life and opportunity, may I practice the Dharma wholeheartedly. Mahayana Refuge. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. Invocation of the lineage. I give thanks for the guidance of my teachers, for the lineage of teachers before them. I give thanks and offerings for their devoted practice of generosity, moral discipline, patience, joyful effort, concentration, wisdom, skillful means, unshakable vow, spiritual powers, and awakening awareness for my benefit. May their years of life be lengthened, may their vows be completely realized, and may I cultivate these perfections with their guidance. 7 practices of the Bodhisattva. I bow down in body, speech, and mind. I offer the best I have to give, both real and imagined, to fill the space between us. I regret and purify all transgressions. I rejoice in all virtues. I request you to remain until total enlightenment. I request wise and compassionate guidance. I dedicate my merit for the sake of all beings. Generating love and compassion. May all sentient beings be free from clinging and hatred. Being close to some and distant from others, how wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from clinging and hatred. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring happiness and the causes of happiness. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from suffering and the causes of suffering. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings have the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from clinging, hatred, jealousy, miserliness, doubt, pride, wrong view, ignorance, and dualistic thoughts. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them to this state. Bless me to accomplish this. Please stand for the Heart Sutra. We will follow the Heart Sutra with the harmony of relative and absolute. Okay, correction, we'll just do the Heart Sutra today. Thank you. Great Prajna Paramita Heart Sutra. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva practicing deep Prajna Paramita clearly saw that all five skandhas are empty, transforming all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness. Emptiness, no other than form. Form is exactly emptiness. Emptiness exactly form. Sensation, perception, mental reaction, consciousness are also like this. Shariputra, all things are essentially empty, not formed, not destroyed, not stained, not pure, without loss, without gain. Therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no sensation, perception, mental reaction, consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no color, sound, smell, taste, touch, object of thought, no seeing, and so on, to no thinking, no ignorance, and also no ending of ignorance, and so on, to no old age and death, and also no ending of old age and death, no suffering, cause of suffering, cessation, path, no wisdom, and no attainment, since there is nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva lives by Prajna Paramita, with no hindrance in the mind, no hindrance, and therefore no fear, far beyond elusive thinking. Right here is nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future live Tara Samyak Sambodhi. Therefore know that Prajnaparamita is the great sacred mantra, the great vivid mantra, the unsurpassed mantra, the supreme mantra, which completely removes all suffering. This is truth, not mere formality. Therefore set forth the Prajnaparamita mantra. Set forth this mantra and proclaim Gate Gate Para Gate Parsam Gate Bodhisvaha Gate Gate Para Gate Parsam Gate Bodhisvaha Gate Gate Para Gate Parsam Gate Bodhisvaha. Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. All that is and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We offer this sincere and devoted practice for the many beings of the 6 worlds and dedicate it in grateful thanks to the strength and sound practice of the great Heartland Zen Buddhist Temple of Toledo and its teachers. May our virtuous actions be clear from all interferences, and may our vows be fully realized. We especially dedicate these merits to Mark, Claire, Gail, Angie, Sokai. May they receive peace and healing. Sally at the time of her death, and those whose names we hold in the silence of our hearts, as well as those whose names we now voice aloud. May we live in perfect peace with Buddha Dharma, and may we realize the Buddha way together. Please prepare for Zazen. Please stand for Yin, which is our walking meditation. We'll begin in Gasho. And at the first sound of the clappers, the first and third rows will turn to their right. The second rows turn to their left. If you're in the seats, you come on up to the third row. At the second sound of the clappers, we will enter Shanshu and hold our hands like so. And begin, we'll bow, and then begin walking at a slow pace of 1/2 step per breath. When the clappers sound again, we will resume a normal pace of walking until the final clapper sound. We will proceed to where we began and turn to Gasho. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated for today's talk from the teachers. Please.
After a rousing rendition
of the Song of Covenant. Thank you. All right. We will now recite the Song of Covenant.
Rousing.
Please.
We, the Darshan Kochi Sangha, with respect for the worth and dignity of each person, with wonder at the wisdom and compassion we seek to cultivate our practice, and with deep gratitude for the teachers of this lineage as our connection to one another, covenant to support each other by upholding the precepts of doing no harm, practicing good, and actualizing good for others.
Please be seated for today's teaching. Sit comfortably so you can see the teachers. We begin with the Gatha Opening Sutra, which is in your liturgy book on page 8.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It's lovely to see old friends and new friends and We are so lucky to have a place of practice here in the heartland. Actually, the name of the temple, Daishin Kokuji, translates as Great Heartland Zen Temple. So today we're going to continue on with Zen flesh, Zen bones. And before we get to the next chapter, I just thought I would share that for those who haven't been here since Thursday night, we've been doing a retreat. And it was very, very fruitful. A lot of people made tremendous progress and breakthroughs. And at the same time, it was like kind of a little bit hard won because many of us were really looking at those edges that are so difficult to face, to be. And people are just doing a remarkable job. And I'm so, so proud. Both Roshi and I are so proud of everybody's work. Thank you so much. And shout out if you haven't been to retreat yet. Perhaps you could talk to some folks that have been on retreat and just kind of see what that is exactly. And I hope to see you soon. So here we are, Zen Flesh, Zen Bones. We're on chapter 7. It's called Announcement. Tanzen wrote 60 postcards on the last day of his life and asked an attendant to mail them. Then he passed away. The cards read, "I am departing from this world. This is my last announcement. Tanzen, July 27th, 1892. Kind of shocking, right? And notice the date, 1892. That's like kind of yesterday. So this isn't like, in the dark, dark times way, way past. This would be considered a contemporary Zen master. And I think what's kind of so shocking about it is how forthright he is, right? It sounds almost like he's sending out a birthday greeting or announcement or a wedding announcement or something, or happy graduation or... So what's up with that? There seems to be like this incredible fearlessness and bravery and prescience that is quite out of the ordinary, right? So perhaps we could look at his life and what he did in order to be in that place, right? Where he can be so brave and feels like you can feel the certainty of fundamental okayness, right? As he writes that, I'm leaving and wanted to let you know, kind of like Bilbo with that ring, going bye-bye. A couple of things are kind of interesting here. The first is that Tanzen, as a Zen teacher, as a Zen master, had absolutely vowed to live his life publicly. So his whole life, all the ingredients of his life were an open book, were a way of teaching. Right? The good, the bad, the ugly, everything he was willing to completely expose. And again, there's something so courageous about that exposure. and also his capacity to use his own flawed humanity to bring others to awakening. This is actually what the Zen master vows to do. I vow to have my life be such an open book, all my mistakes, all of my karma that I've kind of resolved, and all of the karma that I haven't quite resolved yet, all of the imprints that are still plaguing me, open for you, so that you can learn, you can experience the okayness to be human, to have the fullness of your life. Right? That is the vow. So he continues that in his death, right? It's very interesting. When the Buddha was asked a question about, well, so what happens after death? He didn't say anything. He was silent. Other masters have said, if your Dharma practice is not preparing you for the next life, it is not technically Dharma practice. So somewhere in the midst of those two statements is a truth that we can rely on. The first being, we actually don't really know. We have reports back from people that have died and been resuscitated. We've had a lot of reports of people speaking of their past lives. But we don't actually ourselves personally know because we haven't experienced it yet, right? And it's interesting to note that the Buddha was teaching and silent in an era where the whole cosmological experience of life in India was like a complete multiverse. People would be very comfortable with devas and Buddhas and bodhisattvas and all the different realms. Life was replete on so many, all these different realms, just full of life, existence. And of course, roll forward to 2023, and we've sort of flattened everything out, right? And we're down to the wire of, Buddhism, especially Zen, doesn't have any beliefs, right? But there are a few. And one of them is that the heart-mind continues. It is not bound by biology. Now, the good news is you don't have to believe that to practice. Because as we all know, there used to be something called Pascal's wager, but it's been updated and upgraded to Doan's wager. And it goes something like this. We don't know exactly what's going to happen after we die. If we live a good life practicing the Dharma, we will have been able to relieve our suffering and the suffering of others we will have been able to bring joy and love and compassion into the world. We die, lights out. Or we will have been able to practice the Dharma, bring joy and love and compassion and wisdom into the world. And that mind that has been so refined and so clarified in this human life will then go on to be able to do that work of refinement in the future, to fulfill our bodhisattva vow, to relieve the suffering of all beings throughout space and time. So, either way, it doesn't really matter. Buddhism is a religion of life. You know, they say, oh, there's no manual for how to live life. It's so willy-nilly, whatever. Actually, there is a manual, right? It's called the 3 Principles of Practice. It goes something like this. First, you have to stop the stupid stuff. You have to stop the bleeding. You have to stop the negative karma. You have to stop harming yourself and others. And you do that by taking refuge in love and compassion and wisdom. You may not know anything about it, but you have faith that you will know and you will directly experience for yourself what that is. And then you take the pure precepts, which we say every time we're in the temple. Do no harm, practice good, which now for us means practice the Dharma, and actualize good for others. Make the world a better place. Because you were here, more good has been put into the world. Wouldn't you say that's pretty simple? Not difficult. But ask anybody who sat here for a weekend from Thursday to Sunday. Was that difficult or was that easy? So sometimes we say at the temple, the Dharma rolls over our karma, right? Isn't that fun? Isn't that like a bumper sticker? My Dharma is rolling over, yeah, my Dharma is rolling over my karma, or our Dharma. The whole point of practice is to be more loving and more kind and more clear-eyed. To actually be so merged with the reality of no fixed self, no fixed phenomena, completely merged with the reality of how everything is so fundamentally and inextricably connected, and that what I think and what I do has total impact on this web of life. So that's the foundation of the manual right there. It's called renunciation. And that is basically where everybody starts in the temple when they decide, you know, I think I want to do some of this training. I'm so sick of having my conditioning just like derail me all the time. I'm trying to be a good person and I just keep on getting pulled around by, I don't even know what. I'm saying stuff I don't even want to say. I'm doing stuff I don't even want to do, but I can't stop it. I can't help myself, right? I mean, yeah, we all know that. So actually, that's normal, right? The default setting for humans is to slope downward, unfortunately. And this has actually been proven. The brain is constantly scanning for negativity, right? We really love to ruminate in negativity. And the magnetic pull of our past history is quite strong. And seriously, just sit on the cushion for 5 minutes and pay attention to your mind. And it's like, whoa, that's kind of a cesspool in there, right? It really is. But that's everybody's mind. The Dharma comes along and says, don't worry about it, we got you. Your mind, exactly the way it is not separate from your Buddhahood. You're really friendly with your conscious mind, or you get even more aware of your conscious mind when you're sitting, but you kind of know the contours of I am me, right? But you don't know I am not me, right? So in other words, you know the relative, but you're not as cozy and friendly and comfortable with the absolute. And the Dharma comes along and says, I'm going to show you how to live your life as not you. I'm going to show you how to get out of the trap that is the conditioning that is you. And the crazy thing is, you don't have to do anything special at all. You actually do you. You do your trap, right? But you see it, acknowledge it, and the third part is the golden ticket. You let it go. You let it be. And when you let it go and you let it be, and you're no longer preoccupied with suturing up this self that we are, something else is immediately present. This something else that we are is so loving and so kind and so unaffected by whatever negativity you've got running in your mind. It doesn't care. In fact, it loves it just as much as the beauty of what you have in your mind. So the first thing we do when we're practicing the Dharma is we touch that place of no self, of no, right? This is via negativa, right? No. In fact, mu, the first koan that we work on, translates as no, right? So we stop believing the story. And then when we stop believing the story, some kind of reality of death and no death shows up. And for Tansen, he had touched that reality of death is no death. We say it every time we're at the temple in the Heart Sutra. So make no mistake, Buddhism is religio, is uniting our true self with the person that we are. Tansen wrote 60 postcards on the last day of his life and asked an attendant to mail them. Then he passed away. The cards read, "I am departing from this world. This is my last announcement. Tansen, July 27th, 1892. This is a person that had practiced the Buddha Dharma their entire life, that knew what the sound of the single hand is when he dies, that knew when all the elements of his body had dispersed, where he would go. This is a person that knew who Mu was dead. And I think I'm supposed to say something about Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, all. I have spoken.
Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody
free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. We have announcements today.
Right. Thank you everyone for being here and practicing today, especially people who are here for the first time or second time. It's a pleasure to have you here. In addition to our regular services, we have many special programs this summer. Many of them require registration in advance. So if you are looking forward to doing a residential month this summer as a member or participating in the teachings retreat, those both start July 11th, and you need to put the wheels in motion to get registered quite a bit before July 11th. So if that is on the horizon for you, please get the ball rolling. Likewise, our Jukai retreat, a week-long session of the type that was discussed earlier today, is coming up at the end of July and in August. Everyone in the community, every member is welcome to join for a little of that, for the whole retreat, to support our new initiates and deepen our practice for the benefit of all beings. If you have never been to session before and you'd like to make that your first, that is absolutely an option. We would welcome you. Please see me if you want to learn more about that, and again, get the ball rolling. Take a look at the schedule of events printouts on the reception desk by the front door. Take one with you and plan out your summer practice. Thank you.
Anyone else? Please restore the Zen down. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I've been reminded that there is a meal following the service. So please feel free to stay for lunch.